Welcome to Therapy Engineering Department of Therapy Lab. Clive and Scruff, Scruff and Clive.
That goes straight to the USB connectors, but then also via a 4.7 ohm resistor to the microcontroller supply.
Yeah, see, like, there we go. There's three instances, and they say you have to turn on enhanced broadcasting, which for Twitch,
circuitry that literally measures the voltage
I've explained this before, but in case y'all don't know, this is basically how it works. With YouTube, you send them your best streaming test, which for me is 29 megs per second,
voltage on the input of this
1440, 60 frames per second on H264. That way I can
and you can choose which polarity it's going to be that they, and when they reach that threshold, it will just change the output's polarity. So they've got the input set at 37 millivolts, and the current set is literally between that end of that track and the 0 volt rail.
YouTube, I'm doing 25 megs a second.
So it can see
1440, 60 frames.
If there's a short circuit in the output that rises up to 37 millivolts or higher, and when it does, the output potentially goes high. That then provides positive feedback to that to actually give a more decisive operation. But it also
the newer AV1 that's, you know, the fancier sort of version,
which is the one that pulls the NTC down to tell the microcontroller that something's going on. But it also directly controls the MOSFET. Now the MOSFET is normally pulled to an on state by this resistor, and this transistor is used to turn it off. It can be turned off by the microcontroller, or it can be turned off by this overload situation, which is basically take control and just override that, because that's the fastest way I can do it. Then only becomes dependent on the value of these capacitors,
and YouTube will transcode my 1440 screen to say 1080 or like
easy to actually reverse
TV,
engineer.
like if you got a older TV or whatever.
Interesting design.
It's simply a relay.
Positions on the back
With
for
Twitch, I was broadcasting at 936p, which is the best quality versus bitrate thing you can get on Twitch, because they limit you to 6 megs per second, but you can broadcast up to like about 7.5 before it'll get to the point where it says no. But all that does, it takes whatever you send it and just bounces it out. If you're a standard user or just an affiliate, apparently if you're a partner, you can do a little bit more, and it may actually transcode for you, I don't know.
Although theoretically thermal protection would protect against that.
The Twitch output now does is it does 3 frames. Currently it does what, 1080? Actually it's
sensing, but
currently it does 1080.
Your own fuse protection.
Oh no, I haven't set to 5. That's right, I've set it to auto. Everything auto when it has to try and get it to work. So right now, on my computer, I got that big YouTube screen. And then somehow within only 9 megs a second, I'm doing 1080, 720, 480, 360, and 160 direct from the studio.
Turned on by that resistor. That took me a bit of puzzling.
160 and 360, I don't think the computer would even, or GPU would even notice that's happening.
Okay for hobby projects, but I wouldn't recommend it for any sort of major professional applications.
Get my ass back into streaming games, but is it not fucking working? I don't know what the fuck it is.
That's where that current is coming from.
So all you supposed to do is just let it manage your streams and it'll do it. I'm like,
the voltage reference here, but
it's not like I don't have enough fucking bandwidth. My typical upload is about 900 megs.
I don't know why they've got this resistor. I really don't know why that's there.
950 on the fiber optic, so I have
2.2K straight up to the positive rail to provide that current for the voltage reference.
I don't know. For now, I'm just gonna fix it.
Guys, I had a crazy experience this week that I've been trying to figure out how to tell you about without like completely exposing myself. Because hey, some things are allowed to stay private. Okay, I'm not paid that well for this podcast, so you don't get all the details. I recently had a run-in with myself about yearning. Okay, I haven't felt the feeling of yearning in years. I have felt longing, I felt loneliness, I felt desperation, I felt at times for people admiration, but I have not felt yearning. I felt craving validation, I felt craving more closeness, but not yearning. I know yearning when I feel it, bitch, I have not felt it, okay? And everything that I have felt has not been born from a good place. Even when, in the last couple of years and months of my life, when I have longed for more of someone, it's usually because something is off. The equilibrium of our relationship is off, and maybe something has been revoked, and it's not a question of what I really feel about that person, it's about how they're affecting my sense of worth toward myself, how they're affecting maybe my ego, or how they're affecting my hits of dopamine, if that was something I was getting from them before. I would say I'm pretty good about checking myself about that kind of stuff. Like, I usually know where my maybe not always. I think I always know where my feelings come from. I think I'm quite good at paying attention to it. If I don't always get it right, I do think I pay attention. Anyway. My God, by the way, I'm off a Celsius, 3 shots of espresso, and 20 milligrams of Vyvanse, so just bear with me. But I haven't felt yearning for someone in the sense that I just think they are great and I just want to be in their energy field. That has not been something I have felt for many moons, okay? And I honestly forgot what it felt like. I knew I was capable of that feeling because I remember it, but I haven't felt it. And even if I maybe did feel it, it was backed up by too much negative shit that was going on in my own head of craving validation and craving, I don't know, attention from people that I don't even fucking care about for a long time. That's been something I've struggled with for the first time in my life, over, I think, the last couple of months. And I think it has something to do with moving to LA. Not in the sense that, like, oh, people got in my head. In the sense of, I felt alone for the first time in my life. And you guys know I don't mind being alone. I literally fucking love my own company. I think it was the distance from my mum and the distance from my family that for the first time in my life made me feel that I needed people. And I've never felt that before. Me and my sister always say that our mum loved us so intensely. She's one of those mums that was just like, she lives and breathes for motherhood. She loves being our mum. And she has always loved me and my sister so much, and we've always known that she loves us so much, that me and my sister theorize that's why we don't really care that much for romantic relationships when other people in our age group sometimes, like a lot of our friends, maybe chronically date or spend just a lot of time in relationships and a lot of time dating, even if they're not in a relationship. And me and my sister always have said to each other, like, I just don't feel the need. I think I have all the love I could need, and everything else is an extra bonus, you know? Obviously romantic love is completely different, but it's like, I don't know, that's just a silly theory, maybe it doesn't hold up, but I've never felt destabilized in that way, because my mum has always been close to me. I went to university 2 hours away, and I've never really left home. Even when I lived in London, my mum lives like 2 hours away from London, so I could always get to her. This is the first time in my life where I have lived somewhere where I can't get to my mum within a day, essentially. I mean, I guess the flight is only 12 hours when you really think about it, but it's like, realistically, I can't just go home. And it's the first time. And I think that, mixed with being still kind of relatively fresh out of a breakup when I got here, and everything combined made me just pay way more attention to trying to date than I ever have before in my life. And I kind of knew I was doing it at the time, and I just felt like, okay, I'm in a new city, in a new country, I don't know anyone, or I know a couple of people, but I just wanted to build. It's really scary. Like, it's if you've ever moved away in that way, you know the feeling of like, oh my God, I'm alone. And even though I have my friend here with me, T, and I think that if